Nearly 150,000 people in America will die this year of trauma from gunshot wounds to car accidents. You're about to step into the world of the people who save our lives on a daily basis. Some of the scenes that you'll see are graphic and intense, but this is not a recreation. It's the nightly reality in one of America's busiest trauma centers.
Houston Fire and Ambulance, what is your emergency?
Well, he's dying. My husband's dying. He stabbed himself.
Where did he stab himself?
Right in the heart.
He stabbed himself in the heart?
Yes, he's dying.
Is the knife still in him?
Yes.
Okay. Don't pull it out, all right? Yeah, we're on the way, man.
A distraught wife's 911 call for help sends an ambulance racing through the night streets. For critically injured people in Houston, the destination is almost always Ben Taub Trauma Center, where lives are measured in minutes.
58 Medical Center. I need a town for a stabbing to the heart.
Ambulance 58, come up on D, Doctor.
I got a 31-year-old white male. He's been stabbed to the chest one time with a butcher knife.
Within 21 minutes of his wife's call, the stabbing victim arrives at the trauma center.
We're going to put a test tube in a central line, okay?
28-year-old Ron Miller is quickly prepped and rushed to surgery.
Go.
The knife is acting as a cork. Pulling it out could cause Miller to bleed to death almost immediately. Thoracic surgeon Dr. Bill Turner will be in charge of the delicate surgery.
O-negative blood. Tell them to bring me O-negative blood.
With a stab wound to the heart, you have to act immediately.
You have a knife, please?
Dr. Turner opens Miller's chest between the 4th and 5th ribs to see the damage and control the bleeding before removing the knife.
May I have the scissors?
They fear that the knife has critically damaged his heart or lungs.
Can you see this?
He just missed it? Because the knife is right to the side. He missed it. Oh, my God! He missed it. Wow.
He missed everything major.
Somehow, this large knife had gone through this man's chest and had managed to miss all the major blood vessels of the lung and the heart itself. It had penetrated the wall of the left ventricle, maybe about a half an inch, and then bounced out. To me, just looking at it, I didn't think that there was any way that this man could have had this type of injury and gotten away with that.
Although it looked very impressive, he'll be fine. He'll go home probably in about 4 or 5 days.
It's just the most unusual thing I've ever seen in the whole 18 years I've been a nurse. Was the pulsating knife. I don't think I'll ever forget it.
There's always something different. There's always new things to see. There's always new problems. No 2 nights on call had been top of the same.
Houston Fire and Ambulance, what's your emergency?
A truck just ran into a tree out front of the apartments where I live.
I saw flying burst of light, and the impact here, and I thought, geez, what was that? I would have never imagined it was a car.
Okay. There's a tree laying on top of it. They're trapped in the truck, sir.
Someone pinned in the car?
And walked up, and the lady was flipping out because her baby was down, you know, on one side of her knee. And
there's a lady out there trying to help her get her baby out the windshield.
So I just undid the window shield, and the baby was alive. And she wanted me to get him out of there, and I said, okay.
Hey, how is the baby, do you know?
Well, it looks like it's knocked out.
All right, we'll get somebody out there.
Thank you.
Another call for help in the night. Ben Taub Trauma Center gets as many as 60 trauma patients a day. This time, it's a baby boy injured in a car accident with his family.
Look at that big guy. So we've got...
His pupils were dilated when we first got there, and we bagged him, breathed a little bit of oxygen in him, they started to constrict. He's had a positive Babinski all the way in, but no response to pain whatsoever.
Are you allergic to any medicine?
The boy's 22-year-old mother, Ora Rojas, is treated for minor injuries in the shock room next door.
He's only 2 years old?
It's 20 months.
20 months, okay.
Okay, you got to take a chair.
I asked the mother, and I had a translator, and she said that the child was sitting on the lap without a seatbelt, and she was wearing her seatbelt. In the state of Texas, the rules for a seatbelt is to a child between 0 and 2 will be in a child's seat. We also found out that the father was over what the state considers to be intoxicated.
Within minutes of the boy's arrival, preliminary x-rays are taken, and neurosurgeon Dr. Ian Armstrong begins to examine him.
Have you been medicated at all?
No.
Okay. Does he move?
No, he has not moved.
Does not move anything? How about breathing? Does he have any spontaneous respiration?
A few.
All these are close together and you see some wide space. We don't see any bony abnormalities, but we suspect some ligamentous damage.
They take the baby to get a CAT scan of his brain and neck.
The CT scan indicated that the bones were not fractured, but there was some abnormal positioning of the vertebrae. We realized the child really did have a serious neck injury. Paralysis was likely. Knowing some of the circumstances around the injury, the child had been in the front seat, no seat belt. That makes it particularly upsetting.
"5 days after the stabbing incident and surgery, Ron Miller is still in the surgery ward. But he'll be going home tomorrow with his wife, Angela.
The doctor, he said that it was truly a miracle that my husband was alive, and he really didn't know how he pulled through it.
I still seen that knife going, bouncing. That's about all I can remember. All I can say is, I'm gonna start praying more.
Ora Rojas comes to visit her baby James, hoping his prognosis has improved.
How's he doing today? Seems to be doing okay. After observation, examining him daily, we found no improvement, no change. Cannot move his arms or legs and feels nothing below the neck. We felt that it would probably be permanent. He is going to be respirator dependent, bedridden. He will face recurrent infections, pneumonias, and his long-term outcome is grim.
Ora is only beginning to face what has happened to her child.
Mi niño sí está muy grave. Él está muy malo de la boca y del pescuezo.
You see a young, helpless child who has his life completely ruined in a matter of seconds. It takes its toll, particularly in light of the fact that a seatbelt or a child restraint could have prevented this sort of injury. But there are many instances where the outcome isn't as grim. And it's those few situations where you are successful in saving the child that makes it all worthwhile.
So many times, particularly in trauma, you can make a difference and you can make an impact in someone's life. You can save somebody's life.
2.5 weeks later, Ron Miller's recovery seems miraculously complete, but he refuses to explain who really stabbed him or why. He says only that it was payday. He went and got drunk, and that's when it started.
It's something that no one needs to know. It's a very long story, and I have no comment on that.
You gonna make it?
Huh?
We're gonna make it.
I'm just thankful. Every day I wake up, I feel better and better. I'm a living proof. If it wasn't for my doctors and my wife praying for me, I'd be dead.
Eat your pizza? Yeah.
And I'm one of the ones that did make it. I'm very happy.